Was Julian Lewis predestined to play quarterback for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs? It sure is looking like it. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to What She Said. First, I'd like to congratulate Coach Prime and all of the staff and recruiters who were instrumental in ensuring that Julian Lewis and his family came to believe that Colorado is the place where Julian can complete his education, develop into one of the probably number one QBs off the board when he becomes draft eligible, and play to the highest level in college football. So congratulations. Now, let's talk about how we got here. All right, so Julian Lewis played at Carrollton High School, which is basically a suburb of Atlanta. It's in Atlanta's metro area. And that means he's played against some of the top players coming out of Georgia. And surprisingly, Georgia was one of the universities, the top three, after Julian decommitted from USC. There were three universities pursuing him, and he could have gone to either of the three. One was Colorado, two was Georgia, and three was Indiana. And I'm like, Indiana. I'm like, yeah, we've already said how Indiana's coach has adopted Coach Prime's innovative transfer portal of methodology of recruiting. So it's not surprising that now that they seemingly have it together after adopting Coach Prime's methodology, that they will go after his number one target. So shout out to Indiana. Nice try. But when it comes to Georgia, I'm just going to share something that you may or may not know. Now, y'all know I live in Atlanta. And one thing I have come to learn about people who are from Georgia, with all of the colleges and universities in Georgia and HBCUs, they roll with Georgia. They have Georgia Tech versus Georgia feuds in their houses. And it just seems to be a statewide tradition that if you were from Georgia, it has no allegiance based on color or creed. It's just football, and Georgia is that school. So I saw a photo of Julian Lewis when he was a little one. It looks like he was somewhere between 7, 8, possibly 9. And he had on his cute red Georgia hoodie. And he was taking a photo with none other than the legendary Colorado Buffalo quarterback, Cordell Stewart. Now, some of you may know Cordell Stewart from the NFL, and some of you may know Cordell Stewart from Housewives of Atlanta, because I do believe he was married to Portia. That's how I knew who Cordell Stewart was, or where I saw him after he played for Pittsburgh. So to say that Julian Lewis grew up a fan of Georgia and chose Colorado tells me that there's one reason that most outlets are not talking about. I think the reason that sealed the deal is the Coach Prime effect. And not because Coach Prime played for Atlanta, or he's from Dallas, or we see him on TV all the time. It's because Julian Lewis has a father who is hands-on in his athletics, in his path, in his career, and helping him to reach his goals, just like who else? Coach Prime. That's huge. So imagine you in a three-way battle to land Julian Lewis, but your coach has developed the number one quarterback in the country in college football, the number one draft pick, the number 2 draft pick, 2 Heisman candidates, and all of them are your biological or your embraced sons. Because people say Travis Hunter should just change his name to Travis Hunter Sanders. Imagine that being your resume for Julian's father to look at in terms of who can I trust with my son's career? Who can I trust with his development? That's a slam dunk. That's a slam dunk. And for people who like to think the prime effect is just about economics, well, that's part of it. For some of you who think The prime effect is about the flash and dash. Not really. Not really. He likes music, okay. He likes to look nice. What does he say? You look good, you feel good, you play good, they pay good. You can't knock him for that. But it's that Coach Prime being a genuine hands-on father with not just Shador, Shiloh, and Bucky. What a resume as a head coach to have your son and your adopted son, Travis' son, and I want to be careful because Travis has a father, to have your son and your football son to be the number 1 and number 2 players in the draft and top 5 Heisman candidates. Even though the Heisman committee has Shador at number 6, he's the top 5. They just playing around. We got 2 games left. Don't ever doubt 2. That's one hell of a resume. That is enough to decommit. You add Colorado's 8-2 winning and people talking about Colorado like it's the number 1 team and the university saying that they could go all the way because they can. To see them rise above what people say they couldn't, that's enough to commit when you throw in who Coach Prime is as a father, who he is as a coach, what he has done as Colorado, his history of a football player, and his relationships he has built. That's why Julian Lewis attends Colorado. And the reason why I say, was it predestined? Was because if Coach Prime wasn't there, Julian Lewis would not be at Colorado. And how did Coach Prime get there? Jackson State fumbled the bag. That's just how. So that's it. So, a lot of people are talking about where Coach Prime going to be next year. He's going to be at Colorado. Now, when that contract ends, that's a different story. Because hopefully Colorado doesn't fumble the bag like Jackson State did. And I'm an HBCU grad. I can call it out. Sorry, I can call it out. Thank y'all so much. Let me know what you all think was the deciding factor in Julian Lewis decommitting from USC and committing to Colorado. I say it's a prime effect. What say you? Peace. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're returning, thank you for subscribing. And for everyone, don't be stingy with the like button.